my review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And my rankings have changed. Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Tom Patelson Show. Yes, my review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So, I recently did a retro review of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls because I hadn't seen that since it first came out in 2008. I suggest you watch that first. That'll give my grand, glorious overview of Indiana Jones as a whole. But it's not necessary. You can continue to watch me here. So, and I'll put the red light on when there are spoiler alerts so you know when you can hit the mute button and when not to. Okay, I'm going to jump right in. Indy 5. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. They're chasing down the Antikythera, or Archimedes' dial, which is from the 2nd century BC, and it is a real object which they found on the bottom of the sea in two parts. It's all encrusted, and you can see pictures of it in the museum. And this is, I believe scientists agree that it is the oldest example of an analog computer. I'll include a Wikipedia link to that, and I really went down the rabbit hole on this one, and one of the main reasons why I love Indiana Jones as a whole is because it made me go look all this stuff up. I think it is fascinating. I'll also include a link to the Ancient Aliens episode where they talk about this. And you know what, as much as I love Ancient Aliens and all that kind of stuff, belief that maybe we're not alone in this universe, maybe our ancestors were just smarter than we were. Maybe they're just smarter. 2,000 years ago, to be able to make a device which would calculate the stars and to be able to take all that information down and put it into a handheld device is incredible. The human race is incredible, and maybe we should start saying that. Anyways, I'm going off on a thing. The cast of this besides Harrison Ford. Phoebe Waller-Bridge plays Helena Shaw, who is the daughter of Basil Shaw, played by the ever-enjoyable Toby Jones. I think he's just incredibly watchable. I think Toby Jones is great, which makes it even more perfect that she is the daughter, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge is so watchable, so enjoyable. She tears up the screen. She really does. She makes a lot of this movie so enjoyable. She's great. She's wonderful. The villain, played by Mads Mikkelsen, and the return of the Nazis here to the Indiana Jones universe. He's great. But he's always great. He's another good villainous character. Love him. And Ethan Isidore plays Teddy, or the kid. He's the kid in the show. And is the kid good? Yeah, he's really good. Ethan Isidore is fantastic in it. You really like the plucky kid running around. You know, normally sometimes that can bring a movie down. Not this kid. Really good. Very enjoyable. And for reasons I don't know, Antonio Banderas is in it for a little bit. You barely see him, but it is Antonio Banderas. We love that. Now, a few more notes on the cast. The light is red. That means spoiler alert. Put your mute button on if you don't want to be spoiled. And I won't post any pictures, so you can just watch me. Well, you know, you won't know. Okay. Sallah and Marion are in it, of course. John Rhys Davies plays Sallah, and when he came on screen, the audience erupted in applause to see his face and to hear his voice. He doesn't add a whole lot to the plot. He might be considered completely unnecessary. He's fan service, and we loved it. We loved it. Shia LaBeouf does not return as Mutt, Indy and Marion's kid. They say he was killed in the war, and although it doesn't say which war, we're assuming it's Vietnam because the movie takes place in 1969. And Mutt's death tore their relationship apart, which is completely believable. Losing a child and the inability to deal with the grief shatters everything in its wake. So you get John Rhys Davies and Karen Allen and no Shia LaBeouf in the cast. Mute button off, and we are back. The movie starts in a flashback of 1944 and follows Indy and Basil chasing down the dial. Then it fast forwards to July 20th, 1969, the day of the moon landing. And importantly, what's more important is that it's mentioned in the movie certain timelines, and they go past August 9th, 1969, which is the year of my birth. So I'm now in an Indiana Jones movie. I'm officially alive in the timeline. That means a lot to me. That means a lot that they've gone forward far enough that I'm technically alive for about 6 days when this movie happens. Great. What follows is car chases, motorcycle chases, train chases, underwater chases, and a race to get the thing before the bad guys get the thing, and then you find out what the thing really does. That's the movie, as always. The review. Harrison Ford's age. Okay, let's talk about that. They deal with this in a realistic manner. Men that are almost 80 years old can't run very fast, so they don't make him run. He's constantly hopping on cars and hopping on motorcycles and doing things like that. He can't take 100 punches to the face, so he doesn't. He's almost 80. They pass off a lot of the action sequences to the other members of the cast to sort of make up for it, because he is an aging Indiana Jones. They don't slough off of this. They really bring it forward, which is really nice. They show you how old he is getting old, and that's what's happening to the character and the actor, and I'm absolutely down with that. They don't sugarcoat it, although he's still Indiana Jones, and I don't know any other 80-year-old who can do the things that he does, like by not even close. He is still Indiana Jones. And you know what? As far as my review goes, there are some wonderful moments at the end. Sorry, light is red, spoiler alert one more time, put your mute button on if you don't want to know about this, but chances are, if you're watching this, you've seen the movie, so I'll talk to you like you have. Archimedes' dial is a time travel device to take them back in time, and they do go back in time at the very end. And Indiana Jones wants to be left back there, because he's what's left in his life. Marion's gone, his child is gone. Just leave him back in the past like the relic he thinks that he is, and she punches him, and then snap the fingers, and they're back. There's a lot of flack coming out for this movie for doing that, for skipping all of that stuff. I am grateful. I am absolutely grateful they handled it like that. Do you want to know why? Because we were already in the theater for 2.5 hours when that happened, and I didn't want to deal with another Marty McFly, Back to the Future. We've got a race to get to the portal before it closes, and they're trapped in the past. I did not want to see that again. I was kind of spent by that time, so I loved that. I was so happy that we did that, because we knew they were going to make it. So let them, don't show, just have them make it. And then at the end, Marion shows up and gives us all the big warm fuzzy that we wanted, and has a nice button on the end of Indiana Jones. And if that's the end for him, that's great. That was a big warm fuzzy that I wanted. Yeah, very much. Mute button off. Okay. So I've been contemplating this for just a couple of days because I just saw it, and I have officially changed my rankings for the Indiana Jones movies, my personal rankings, where I stack them, where I put them, what I want to watch again, and how much enjoyment I had. And this is completely biased by my age. I know that. I know a lot of these things about when you saw the first movie, so I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark when I was 12 years old. So my rankings for the indie movies are Raiders of the Lost Ark, then Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, then Dial of Destiny, then Temple of Doom, and then Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls is still on the bottom. And even the movie on the bottom, I'd still watch these movies than a lot of others. I still find great joy and love in them, even when they're goofy or stupid or I don't care. It's still Indiana Jones, and it's good fun. It is always good fun. As far as Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones, I hope that's it. I do. It's a great button to end on. It's a great button to end on. It's a wonderful arc. It's fully realized. It can end right there. I have no problem with it. If they want to do prequels and cast a new Indiana Jones, I'm down for that. I'm always down for the new James Bond because I love James Bond. If another indie wants to step into the shoes, I'll watch that. That'd be okay with me. I know a lot of Gen Xers like me won't allow that and will just yeah. Indiana Jones is more important than the actor that plays him. The adventure must go on. The adventure must continue, and Harrison Ford has carried the mantle and done great justice to this character. He started it. He doesn't have to finish it, but just, yeah, it can end right there. I had a great time. What a great movie. What a fun ride. That'll do it for my review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Yeah, go see it. Thumbs up. I don't know how many stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. I still got to work on my ranking system. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off yet. I find my reviews are really in-depth sometimes, and sometimes they're not, but I'll come up with a ranking system. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Hit that notification bell so you know when my stuff drops. It drops on Sundays. Let's talk about science fiction, pop culture, philosophy, board games, movies, all the nerdy stuff we're geeking out about, okay? Until I see you next time. Peace, love, live long, and prosper.